ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. Lord Buddha says to practice the deed that is non-doing. So ordinarily we resort to doing many things in life, and we are not aware that there are things which are beyond your doing, and such things are just happening. For example, your birth on this earth. You have not taken birth either by your will or by your effort. It just happened. Similarly, breathing is life. Breathing is an happening. We are not doing anything to resort to breathing. It is not an act, it is an happening. Even if we try to stop it, you cannot do it. So all that which is essential is happening in the life, and all that non-essential which is your doing is only accidental. See, just try to understand by watching the phenomena with awareness. See, it is happening. So the whole concern of the real religion is about this truth only. Everything is happening. I mean, all essential in your life is happening, and whatever you are doing is only accidental. So it does not mean that you need not do anything. Whatever is needful, it has to be done. For example, you have to clean your room, so that has to be done. So please watch and observe about the happenings going on in your life. Then you will be able to concentrate on watching the happenings which are happening in your life, and you concentrate less and less on your doing the things. You see, the whole concern of a real religion is only this: everything happens at a right time, like a harvest of a crop. So, when you allow the happening, see, your birth on this earth, as already said, what is your birth on this earth? Without your doing, it is a benediction, it is a grace, it is a gift of the God. Life is so precious, it is a gift of the God. So, when you start observing the non-doing, then what happens is you start observing the happening, and you are allowing the God to do the things for you. You are receptive to the grace of the Lord. You are receptive to the existence. So, you are allowing. So, when you allow the God, then you enjoy a different life of benediction. You realize that it is a gift of the Lord. See, man can live in only two dimensions. One is, I am doing everything. Then the other dimension is, everything is happening by the will of the God. So, that's why Buddha says to practice the deed which is a non-doing, and to speak the speech which is inexpressible. You see, it is very interesting. How can you speak a speech which is inexpressible? What Buddha means is, the silence is the language of the divinity. Silence is the way of expression of divinity. That's why when you feel the presence of the God, when you experience the God, because God is not a person, God is a deep experience, and that experience is inexpressible. So, that's why he uses that word to speak the speech that is inexpressible. So, let us examine how that kind of revelation is relevant in our or to our life. See, when you attend a satsang, when you are with a master in that satsang, the master goes on talking. See, the, the talking of the master is a device to make you sit near him in his presence, because you will not be able to listen to the silence of the master. Silence is the language of the divinity. So, master talks to you, it's a device. So, when he talks to you in a satsang, in the presence, something in that presence of the master, at a moment, the whatever he speaks, something of it touches your heart, it penetrates your heart, and then the quest begins for the divine. So, it is a kind of method, a device for the master to talk to you, but realize that by being in the presence of the master, by listening to the words of the master, something, somewhere, at some time, at some certain point of time, the wisdom of the master flows into your heart, it penetrates your inner being, and then the quest begins from that point. So, master is embodiment of love. Master is the last form of the visible presence of God for every disciple. When you come into contact with a master, remember that it is the visible form of God. So, that is the significance of the satsanga. So, when you practice non-doing, in fact, all practices are meant only to get you tired. So, when you get tired of all the practices, then you become a non-doer. It happens that non-doing happens after undergoing all the practices and methods. So, in that state of non-doing, something from beyond enters in your being. So, that is why it is God is like, for example, a lightning happens in a cloud. How it happens? It happens. Similarly, God happens in your life. God happens in your being, and you experience that. That's why you see, love happens. How it happens, it is beyond your knowledge. Similarly, meditation happens. Meditation is not a doing. Love is not an act for doing. It happens. Similarly, when you sit with a meditator, in the presence of him, you feel something beyond the presence. You feel some kind of vibrations. You feel that some kind of light, some kind of glow around that person who is meditating. So, it cannot be expressed, but you feel it. So, that is the meaning of a satsang. You will be in the presence of that person. So, the what is the definition of religious person? Religious person's definition is he doesn't speak much. He want to express the inexpressible experience through his attitude, through his gestures. So, when you are with such a kind of person, the way in which he lives, the way in which he walks, the way in which he sits, the way in which he touches you, the eyes, how the eyes, they are glowing with compassion and love. So, all these you experience feelings you experience in the presence of a master who is involved, who is immersed in his divinity. So, that is why you have to be in the presence of the master. So, when that penetrates you, there will be, Buddha says, there is a discipline beyond discipline, which means when that quest for divinity begins, and that is the starting point of the inner discipline. See, discipline is of two kinds. One is from outside, it is imposed on you. When it is imposed on you, you resist, you resent it, because for many lives you have been crying for freedom from bondage. So, when somebody says something to do it, and when they try to inculcate some kind of discipline, you resist unknowingly. So, that is why, because of this thing, because your journey is, your quest is for liberation, moksha and all that. What is that? That is nothing but freedom from bondage. So, Buddha says, do not obey anybody, do not obey anyone, but be aware of your awareness and be obedient to it only. This is inner discipline which arises in you. So, when it happens, you wake up at the right time, you eat what is necessary, and you do all things in a perfect manner of balance. So, you do only such things which are essential and which helps you, which nourishes your inner growth. So, this is inner discipline, a discipline from beyond. It is not by effort, but it is by awareness. So, master provokes that kind of awareness. Master provokes that kind of inner discipline in you, and with that awareness you start your journey to the unknown territories of divinity, and that is what Buddha means to practice the deed, that is non-doing, and to speak the speech that is inexpressible. So, thank you.